Hello everyone. Good evening. So we are here for the Neo4j training curriculum walkthrough of what all we are learning with this course. You will be getting through MindMajix. So let me introduce myself for this Neo4j training. I have a total of 6+ years of IT experience in the space of database, all related to database domain. So I have a quite good experience in graph database, especially on the Neo4j and its functionality. Previously, I worked on the RDBMS databases as well, like Oracle, handling MySQL, and I've done major development projects in the database space. Like basically, I come from as a database developer, so handled so many projects, deployed many codes to the production, all those stuffs. And I'm proficient in SQL, PLSQL queries, development of these queries according to the business requirement. And I belong to the business intelligence domain, which basically concentrates more or less on data. With this Neo4j being a graph database, so let me quickly go through what is the scope of this demo. So it will take you through all the course content, why Neo4j is important, and all those stuffs. So coming to the scope, why we want to learn the graph database. So basically, as you know, databases store the collection of related data which can be managed easily and retrieved whenever required, and it should be organized. So that's what database comes. Uh, that's what the definition of database is. And coming to the background, way back, people used to store this data in the form of a floppy disk and all those stuff. We used to have a big server, and from there till we have lot of changes in the database area, database, hierarchical database. Now the one which was quite a bit stable and is stable is the RDBMS. So we have a relational database system where we have set up the data in the form of rows and columns. This is quite clicked and it is working and running in the market. So we don't have any issue with this as of now. But looking into the future, the graph database has a scope. So we'll go through to what are the disadvantages related to the RDBMS and why do you need the graph database, and what are the futures prospects of the graph database, especially the Neo4j. So just to introduce to the course outliner, so we'll be quickly going through the introduction of the graph database and Neo4j. We'll go through the basics and introduction to Cypher. Cypher is the query language used for Neo4j or any graph database, for say. So it best suits with Neo4j. So it's a querying language, Cypher, and Neo4j is a database, graph database basically. So we'll be quickly going you to hands-on with the basics and how Cypher queries are written and how advanced Cypher queries are written. And we'll go through the project, what we are handling, one or two projects to just give a heads up on the real-time feel or something. Just to go through the content, whatever we have in detail, we have each content described in each of the slide going forward. So in the introduction to graph database and Neo4j, we'll be addressing what is graph, what are graph database, advantages of graph database, and disadvantages of RDBMS. And NoSQL systems also took over for some time. So even they have its own disadvantages as well. So we'll be going through the graph database use cases and real-time use cases. And out of all the graph database, why Neo4j? And what are the differences between the Neo4j and RDBMS? So data modeling with Neo4j and getting started with Neo4j. And coming to the basics, we'll be setting up the environment with respect to Neo4j and modeling with graph database and some part of REST API, what REST API means and all those stuffs. Anyway, REST API is a generic term which will be used throughout. Any web development guy will know it. Coming to the introduction to Cypher part, we are addressing here basically into the core of Cypher basically. So we said data modeling we are doing with the Neo4j database. So the pillars are being here the nodes, relationships, and the properties. and we are exploring more of Neo4j with the Cypher query language to understand it better. How the graphs are built, how the nodes are built, how the relationship between the nodes are built. Basically, how we are trying to do the data modeling. As a part of it, we will be writing the queries, filtering the data, regular expression search, sorting, and Boolean operations like true and false, all those stuff. Like a normal SQL queries, what you have. It follows the similar pattern, but in a different way. The Cypher handles in a different way, and you have a different clauses for it. So coming to the next part, we'll be going through the skip and limit clause when the data is already present from the Cypher query. You can skip some of the part of the data, or you can limit the data part. Okay. So ingestion data in Neo4j from CSV, yeah, you can do it from CSV. Let's say there is one CSV file in offline. We'll be taking up that CSV file and loading it into our Neo4j database. And the beautiful thing is you can connect Python to directly to CSV. So you can insert data from Jupyter Notebook or somewhere when you are connected to the Python IDE. From there also you can write a query, Cypher query, and execute it by data like some changes with Python. Like you add some clauses to Python to make sure that it connects to Neo4j and does the operation whatever you want. So let's say you want to create a node in Neo4j through Python. Yeah, you can definitely do it through some Python coding plus the Neo Cypher query inbuilt inside the Python code. Yeah, we'll be doing that live demonstration of this data loading and data ingestion. Next up, we'll be opening the topics of modifying the data. Yeah, obviously you can compare this with data manipulation language of SQL. So where you will be updating the data, deleting the data, and inserting the data. So stuffs like that you'll be doing. We'll quickly go through the loops. Any language like you have other loops like yeah, and best practices you have to follow. Profiling, it's as good as checking the explain plan in your SQL. Okay, so it's more or less SQL like query, but it is not exactly how SQL works. The syntax wise and everything, it's totally different actually. We'll be going through indexes and constraints. That's how the performance optimization of the Neo4j concentrates basically. You create an index to make sure that your query doesn't run long or the performance is not impacted. You create constraint to make sure that the object doesn't take some other values, duplicate values or something like that. So that's what advanced Cypher is. So coming to the project wise, you will be having two projects as of now. We'll be going through the data modeling part and we'll be doing the data building part as well. Like we create data inside the Neo4j as well. So after this equipping with the Cypher and advanced Cypher, you are in a better off position to understand at the depth and create a real-time project or something like that to make your understanding better. So we'll be giving the problem statement and then we'll be brainstorming the solution to you. And it's a kind of an interactive session which we'll be taking over to make sure that the gaps or the gray areas are filled after your learning. So just to refer to the additional course resources you have, you can always contact neo4j.com because not much data is available in online. So neo4j.com is the best website to understand each and everything with respect to Cypher. Okay, and coming the first link, it will go through you the manual, the reference document which we call in any product, right? So we have a reference document. We'll go through that. We have a Graph Academy of Neo4j where they'll also give some sample training to you. You can refer to that as well. This second and third link will help you in that. And I have a book called Graph Algorithms. You can check out this link. The content is very heavy in that. But yeah, to start off with, and if you're really curious about Neo4j and graph related things, you can buy it online. It's a O'Reilly publication book. and the content is quite good there. So coming to the project front, we'll be handling this MOIS database for building and applying your knowledge which you have gained throughout the course. Addressing the MOIS database, like it's a kind of data model which is already built, and you just apply the queries and get some insights out of it and make sure that your understandings are getting better. Okay. And the second project we are going through is the airfly data modeling. We have data present somewhere in the CSV or something. We'll load it, we'll model it, and yeah, we'll get some insights here in this case as well. Okay. So basically, these are the two projects which we'll be going through as part of project section. And these are some prerequisites which MindMajix has set up. Yeah, 8 GB memory also works, I guess. Not exactly 16 GB required for Neo4j trainings. So we'll be having the doubt clearing sessions after the course, or anyway, anytime in the span of the course, you can ask the question. We'll try to best address you with your doubts and whatever stuffs you're facing issues in the code or something, or anything for say Neo4j related queries. We'll be there for you. Okay. Uh, yeah, we'll be discussing your resume as well. If you are interested to build a career, and we have a sample resume building as well session. So yeah, you can discuss at the end of the course about the mock interview questions and all. Just get ready for the job if you are looking out in the Neo4j space. Okay. So we have certifications front. MindMajix will be providing you one certification at the end of the course. The other certification, which is authenticated certification from Neo4j itself. If you are interested in getting certified as your boost your resume, you can do this certification as well. It will be really helpful on your resume to shortlist or take it forward. Okay, just give it a try after everything is completed. I think currently, as of this date, 2021 July, it's free, and I've also got the certificate from here. It's basically free as of now. Maybe they will monetize after some time. Better to get it as early as possible. Okay, so it will only add it here to the resume more, and it boosts your profile. So you can check out this link. You can once you feel you are confident with Neo4j. I think 80% is what you have to get. 80 or 82% you have to get to clear through this certification. So yeah, right now you can clear it if you are after going through this course. I have done the certification as well myself. Yeah, this is what you will get, sample certificate from MindMajix after your completion of the course. Anytime you can contact us. So if you want any demo kind of session, we have a pre-recorded video. You can always approach MindMajix to get a heads up of what you wanted to get, like what you'll be getting after the end of this Neo4j training. Okay, so all the best and happy learning.